It is time.
Let's check it out. Ben Folds 5 and Army right here in Galaxy Jams Reacts.
Well, I thought about the Army. Dad said, son, you must be high. And I thought, yeah, there's a
non-explicit version.
Yeah.
So I took my old man's advice 3 sad semesters. It was only 15 grand. Spinning
That fuzz bass is
thought
everything.
about the Army. I dropped out and joined a band instead.
Never seen the video, so this is exciting.
Yeah, and I like the Broadway quality to this.
Got a job at Chick-fil-A.
There it is.
Artistic differences. The band broke up in May, and in June reformed without me.
Without me.
And they got a
It's-
different name.
I just love it.
Apple pie and hung my head in shame. No. Been thinking a
I always love
lot
like how
today.
complicated his piano playing is, and he's just
But it's not like it's just perfectly placed.
Yeah.
It's not ostentatious for the sake of being ostentatious.
Think I'll write a screenplay.
They spell right
I love this part right here.
Ooh,
Like that fuzzy.
saw bass.
Fuzz bass, man. So bomb on this whole album. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the 70s talk show vibe too.
The honky tonk
Uh-huh.
kind of piano playing thrown into the song is great. So what do you think, Adam? Are you familiar with Ben Folds 5?
Yeah. I had the chance to see Ben Folds with the Virginia Symphony a number of years ago.
Yeah.
And
The
man,
improv one?
I'm sorry?
The improv one when he did the improv with everyone?
Yeah, it was real dope.
Wow.
Real dope. And you know, he was in control of that entire room. And you know, this is amazing songwriting to me. It's so catchy and you know, I'm just in the song. You know, it has everything I want, and like the strong dynamic shifts like we talked during the song about just incredible placement of his piano technique without like stealing the show, without distracting you from the overall components of the song, and like into this honky tonk part that like shouldn't belong, but it does. And it, you know, to me, it's a pop song with so much excellent writing, and when you can do that and it's still a simple pleasure, then you're really doing something special.
I think that I keep thinking about your thoughts about the previous song that you showed us, Brian, because you were saying that that song was like kind of like ambiguous. And I was thinking the same thing when we were listening to that song. You know, there's 4 people listening to it, and I bet there's 4 entirely different things going through our minds while we were listening to the previous song. But this song, he's so direct and so precise with his intentions and like the direction he's going with the song that, you know, everyone, like you're on the ride, like with him, right? So the previous song was like you were going on your own ride, and the song just enabled you to go on your own ride. But with this song, it's the opposite, where like you're going on the ride that he wants you to go on. And he's really, really good at setting the rules and the expectations and the universe like right away to just let you sit back and take you on the journey that he wants you to go on. And that's what I feel like. It's like I also mentioned, it's kind of like a Broadway show.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing too. When you go to a Broadway show, you're kind of just like whisked away into this like perfect like universe that's like polished, and every single thing is taken care of for, you know, 2 hours or whatever. And so I kind of feel like the same sort of vibe I get with this song. It's just so perfectly written. I don't have to do any work. I just sit and like enjoy the show.
I just really like how many hooks upon hooks upon hooks
Yes.
upon hooks. The song is nothing but hooks. Every piano line, bass line, The vocals, the melody line, and the words all hooks at the same time.
The whole thing is
It's a hook from beginning to end,
Right.
and really a lot of their songs are that way.
It shouldn't
It's
go
amazing
down as smooth
songwriting.
as it does, but
Yeah.
it's so digestible for anyone, which is something, like I said, truly special.
Yeah.
oh my god, that's so funny.
In this time of introspection, on the eve of my election, I say to my reflection, God, please spare me more rejection, 'cause my peers, they criticize me, and my ex-wives all despise me, try to put it all behind me, but my redneck past is nipping at my heels. Thinking a lot today. Been thinking a lot today. Been thinking a
I like how
lot
this part's
today.
complicated but like simple at the same time.
I thought about the army.
Dope.
I love that band.
It's funny.
Love
too.
it.
I haven't listened to it in so long.
Great album.
Yeah, the Army's like one of those things that when all else fails, it's like an option. You
Yeah.
know?
Not for him. He wasn't allowed. His dad said, no way.
Man, that was a great, great pick. Thanks again, Brian, for 2 stellar picks on the show. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
That's the best part about this show is we always leave with a longer and longer playlist of things that are just going to get in constant rotation.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is interesting is that the music that you make and how different, the music that you brought is, and it's like so fascinating, like people's influences on like what they take in versus like what they put out there.
It was hard to pick just 2, but what was most fun about this is getting to hear your guys' reactions to the songs that I've been listening to for 15 years. Because I never really spoke about these with other people. I just listened to and consumed it myself. So to have it on this forum was really interesting to hear what you guys say. And
Well,
I think you're all
thank
spot on with your, critiques.
I
Thank
remember
you.
when this came out because I've been a huge Ben Folds fan for a while because they came out of North Carolina and I was at ECU, East Carolina University at the time that they were coming out. Actually, Robert Sledge, the bass player, was in this band called Toxic Popsicle I used to go see before he was in Ben Folds 5. So the kind of a local regional band, and he did the Rat bass line in that as well. It's kind of his thing. But it was always a great band to see, and so I kind of was like, "Oh, what happened to him? What happened to Toxic Popsicle?" And all of a sudden, Ben Folds 5 came out.
Toxic Popsicle.
Toxic Popsicle,
I
great name
love
for a
it.
band.
It's a
You
great
like
name.
that?
It's a great name.
And so it's funny. I actually, when I was back in radio, I got to run into I went to go see them, got backstage, and I talked to Robert Sledge and brought that up, and he was like, "You know about Toxic Popsicle?" I was like, "Oh yeah, oh
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Hell yeah.
I've seen you many times."
Yeah, also, just really quickly, Ben Folds stated in an iTunes original interview about the album, he said about this record, he says, "I think in a way it shows how naive we were and idealistic we were as a band to think the music business would care about us extending ourselves and developing and being something different, because that record was a failure in almost every way that you can fail. As a commercial release, it didn't sell up to anyone's expectations. Critically, it got sort of lukewarm reviews, and yet I think that was our best work. I think it was a great record.
Oh yeah, and it is a great record. If you like that song at all, just listen to the whole thing. It's
Because they made it because they
kind of their
wanted
masterpiece.
to.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like their masterpiece. And their other albums are great too, but this one has so many dynamics to it and so many kind of ups and downs, and the lyric writing is spot on. Pretty much every song for Ben Folds 5, the lyrics are just so great.
And it doesn't sound old.
Right.
Being
Right.
released in 1990, like it still hits just right now.